Alright, this week's free stock pick from greatstockpicks.com. As you know, we randomly select one each week. We start every day for our members with, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, 6 stocks that we're watching. Some days we won't even trade any of those 4 or 5 or 6. We'll trade some different ones as the day unfolds, setups that we find. But we like to start each night with a list, in case there's no interesting gappers, or you always want to start with a few stocks that might make sense if they hit certain parameters the following day. So we always start with a list. But anyway, CEDC is one of them we have on watch for tomorrow. This thing pretty beaten up. Let me get my drawing tool going here. Was over 22 and then gapped down this day. Looks like early March, and it's been selling ever since. Finally seems to have found a bottom and had a nice pop here, a little short covering. Secondary pop with a lower high. So if it ever gets above this, you've got another catalyst to break in this high, and this thing could be off to the races. So it's a nice setup. Now, how are we looking to play it for tomorrow, which would be Wednesday? The high here was 1209. I don't know why, but it sets the prices over here when I hover over that day, and it says 1208.99. I'm just going to go ahead and round that up to 1209. So we know that 1210, if it breaks Tuesday's high, maybe we get a run up to challenge that 1265 area. And as I just said, if it can get over this 1265, could make a run at 1313 and so on, and through that it looks really good. And that entire process I've just given you could take place over the course of a week too. It's not necessarily going to happen all in one day, but we're looking for some potential momentum based on this chart action that's before you here. So our entry price is $11.93 for Wednesday, with a secondary catalyst of 12.10. Now, Tuesday's high is 12.09, like I just said. So how do we get $11.93? Let me go to 5-minute candles. All right, you see that big spike there? That happened intraday. Obviously, some kind of big volume spike. These are 5-minute candles from Tuesday, and a huge move. Obviously, some news came out. Believe it or not, I didn't even look up the news. It doesn't really matter to me. It's creating a pretty good-looking daily chart now on a beaten-up stock. Okay, so the 1193 catalyst that I'm going to buy is after this big spike, it pulled back and put in a lower high right here of 1192. So on Wednesday, if it gets to 1193 above that bounce, good chance we make a run at 1209 or 1210. Sorry, and then over 1210, I view that as a catalyst. The thing could head to 1265. There it is on 30-minute candles going back about 15 days or so. You can kind of see the stacked catalyst there, and that's what we always hear the term stacked catalyst in our videos. That's what we always look for. Recent highs that, if broken, could cause a move to the next high, because you have little resistance to the left of that, and then over that high you've got a catalyst that it could run to that high and so on. So recent highs, if broken, often yield more highs, more upward movement, if you will. All right. So anyway, as I always say in these videos, if CEDC gaps down and opens at 10 tomorrow, well, all bets are off. That 1193 price means nothing. Even if it runs from 10 to 1193, I'm not going to buy it at 1193. It'll be extended. Also, if it opens at $12.30, if it gaps up, we might still trade it because we know we've got a catalyst at 1266 here, but we'll trade it based on the intraday setups that we teach, only if it gives a low risk entry. So remember, these numbers I'm giving you, 1193 and a secondary catalyst of 1210, are assuming a fairly normal open, a fairly flat open, an open somewhere around the 1182 area where it closed on Wednesday, on Wednesday's open. So somewhere around there. Anyway, that's the free pick for this week. We will follow up Wednesday night with video showing how we traded CEDC, if we traded it at all, and if we didn't trade it, we'll also talk about why we didn't trade it, kind of an after-the-fact teaching tool. So trade smart, only trade with tight stops, and we'll follow up with a video tomorrow night. Have a great night.